keep your head up. That's right. It's all in life. Gotta keep your head up and keep it straight. No time for living a lie. Gotta keep it moving till you get it right. That's right. It's all in life. Gotta keep your head up and keep it straight. No time to be living a lie. You can make it if you try. No, I heard them say life much better you live it your own way.
The following is a release from the People's National Party Media Unit.
We are relieved that no one was injured as the incident took place during the summer break. The government must satisfy the public that all units will be checked, maintained, and are roadworthy for the new school year in just over a month's time. While we appreciate the need for a full investigation of the cause or causes of the fire, part of the justification for the high price of the units was that the supplier would be maintaining the buses to guarantee safety and maximum fleet availability. The fire destroyed one of the units yesterday that has raised serious questions about the existence of effective maintenance. We are calling for an urgent update from the Minister of Transport, Honorable Daryl Vaz, on the state of the maintenance contracts with El Hydro Limited, which supplied the 110 US retired school buses to the government of Jamaica a year ago. It should be noted that all units are not parked in JUTC depots. The question therefore arises, how often are these off-site buses checked and maintained? And is it in accordance with the company's standard maintenance program for high-use units? Maintenance of the buses should be a high priority for all school buses under the government school bus program.
Visit our website at pnp.org.jm or check us out on Facebook at Jamaica PNP.
It's all in life. Gotta keep your head up and keep it straight. No time. You move till you get it right. That's right. It's all in life. Gotta keep your head up and keep it straight. No time to be living a lie. You can make it if you try. No, I heard them say life much better you live it your own way.
All right, greetings and welcome to Context Matters. The date is the 30th of July, 2026. I'm smiling because I'm so happy July is ending and we head into emancipation and then independence, at least some of us. I want to say welcome to Context Matters. If you are joining from Reggae Global Radio, our flagship station, wagwan to the diaspora on the big up on itself. We have a lot to talk about. If you are joining from Best FM 100, it's hot outside in Jamaica. I hope you won't be stuck in traffic because school is out and it's the best time to drive up and down in Jamaica, except make sure you pay up your tickets because when them start gear the demerit points and someone to start drive without license and the warrant is out there and the Chief Justice now ramp with under FEMA jurisdiction and the Minister of Justice and the Minister of Security and the Minister of Transport, them want them money. Make sure they do what I do. Go and enjoy it now while it lasts, while supplies last. Because $4.3 billion worth of ticket out there, but I'm just putting that out there. Anyway, in relation to those who are joining from the YouTube, Walking in Divine Purpose is our moderator. She will be making sure and ensuring that everybody is mindful and demure and respectful as the comments come across my eyes in this very sensitive time while we are live. Those of you should know that July is a very serious month. And so as we watch and monitor the comments, our moderator will be ensuring that you all do what you are supposed to do in terms of being decent. For those of you who are on TikTok, I ask you to be very respectful as well and very mindful that the multiple moderators on TikTok will be very happy to block you. It's Blocky Thursdays. And if you have nothing positive to contribute to the conversation, then I suggest that you find another live, because on this live today, we will be talking about keeping track of issues, progress versus PR. It is very important that we put things in context, because you see, context matters. I know you've seen press conferences where they say truth matters, but liars cannot call a press conference and say truth matters and come and tell pure lie. How could you? And shout out to Akila, because Akila, how could you do that? And I'm referring to the spelling bee. For those who can't spell, it's Akila and the spelling bee. If you thought I was making reference to any Akila, fix yourself. But before I proceed, I just want to say that you see, red light, yellow light, pepper light is blue. Be mindful when you're on the street that the only eye should be pepper sprayed is Desmond eye. So you must be very respectful to the police force so that your eyes are not sprayed. Because me not like you, them not like me not like who are true. But when all things fail, just remember them pepper spray Desmond eye. So this segment is brought to you by Ironic. You see, many things could be happening in your life today on the 30th of July, with one day remaining for it to be the 31st of July. You say it with me. It's the 31st. Tomorrow is the 31st of July. If I don't find my money, at least I can say them pepper spray Desmond eye. Tomorrow being the 31st of July. If it is that I cannot pay all my car tickets and a judge asks me why, I look and say, Mirana, them pepper spray Desmond eye. And if it is that there are persons who are talking about all kind of things that don't deal with the progress of this country, ask them why. And the response will be them pepper spray Desmond eye. And I want to start with a most seminal issue happening now in Jamaica. And you see, the best person to do it is people who has been in media from Moses' days and nowadays. I will let them set the context, but just remember, if you don't understand why, it's because it could be that they pepper spray Desmond eye. Stay tuned. So this is how it works.
So with some of the women, they hold grudge, they hold them with feelings, them up in them feelings, and then carry belly feet.
See, I crave your indulgence. I'm not setting the context for this, but I will talk about it thereafter. Here we go.
With some of the women, they hold grudge, they hold them feelings, them up in them feelings, and then carry belly for each other. Not true? Right? So, Mr. Holness has a problem. He has a problem. Yeah? There's also another view that...
I don't think I did say it right. Let me start over. Maybe hear it there again.
So with some of the women, they hold grudge, they hold them feelings, them up in them feelings, and then carry belly for each other. Not true? Right? So, Mr. Holness has a problem. He has a problem.
Now, for those of you who don't know, do you see that the Mr. Holness who has a problem, Jay-Z have 99 problems and Holness has 100 problems. I won't quote any music, but I will say this. This year in Parliament, it has been very tumultuous. In fact, it was stomach churning, and if I am right, when I was a little child on the TV, when we only had one station and the station was JBC, when your belly did hurt you, they would say, drink some Andrews. Never in my wildest years did I ask why, because I never knew that today in my old age they would tell me that them pepper spray Desmond high. But I had questions that I asked before the show had started, and they were not answered. So here, let me set the context, because that was a most erudite journalist who has covered many, remember this is context now, many issues across the world. From World War I when me never born. From World War II when me never born. Yes? And if them ask, who is Hughes? From when Jesus was put on the cross, the same person was in media and covering the stories for you. They are wide and far. Good? And so you must understand that when Moses did part this Red Sea, or the Dead Sea, one of the sea them, and him was leading the people out of Egypt to the promised land. Pharaoh with him chariot, them stand up, and when Moses closed back the sea, Babsy and Desmond was right behind Pharaoh. Only check it the next time Easter come and the TV them play the show, the Moses story. And who reported the story? It was the reporter, the most erudite, award-winning reporter. But anyway, the issue I'm going to address today, and I wish to say that context matters, and I want to look into the camera and say, please, they're not my words. It was not me who say, let us see what them did say, because I know me said. This is what they
Not so with some of the women. Not so with some of the women. They hold grudge, they hold them feelings, them up in them feelings, and then carry belly for each other. Not true.
Because this is context matters. I don't even think I think that the erudite reporter is not, it's not his opinion, it's a school of thought. So let us not go down the road to say, I did say, him did say, the woman them carry belly for other women. I just wish to raise that in the context of saying we are to keep track of the issues. It was not so long ago when I stood up in Parliament. This is not many moons. It was not, it's less than a month. I stood up in Parliament and said, you know, we are to have respect for each other generally. And there is a school of thought, you know, of how women are treated. And we don't want it to be said that women, and I'm not going to quote it for nobody to cut me up and carry my name down a St. Thomas pond when nobody can cross it. And I know that because there has not been a review of the Obia Act, that should my name end up on parchment paper, it could be that there are people from Moses' days that could possibly have access to so we're going to leave that alone. But hear me out. Mirror on the wall. Did anybody knows that Nikisha Burchell is having her football league down in Montego Bay and the prize money enough? Me did try get one team out there, but she said me disqualified. So me have my own league here in Portland Eastern, and I come on down and thing. And when my team win, we're gonna go play Nikisha team. But when we say mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all? It is Nikisha Burchell. So the media went into a frenzy a couple of weeks ago And everything was Nikisha, Nikisha, Nikisha. The only other people that they call their name like that is popular people like Rihanna, Beyonce, Rosalie. But when I call Rosalie, I didn't do it on Sunfest, so I'm not looking no hype, all right? I'm not looking no hype. Red light, pepper light, yellow light, go. Them pepper spray, Desmond, aye. Yeah, that's anyway. And, you know, in a press conference this week, she really stepped out, and she was just superior to those who tried to, you know, mix to. One of the key things that I paid attention to was the fact that media has a way of skewing things without giving people the full context. And so I don't have to, if somebody said to me, you know, Mr. Buchanan, what about the leak voice notes? Certainly my response is the only thing I saw leaking in the last couple of weeks was Desmond I. And if somebody should ask me why, the response is be there's pepper spray Desmond I. But naturally, you know, the real truth of the matter, the context is that if you're talking about voice notes in a private conversation, all the voice notes are important, because when people are having conversations, there are processes. There is no crime in thought processes. And when there is governance, there will be ideas thrown around in private, which is why cabinet have them meeting. And that's why national security say certain things are privileged. The only thing right now in Jamaica that is not privileged and protected under the Constitution is Desmond I. Ask him if you don't believe it. Because if it was protected, there's no way in a free and democratic society would a government official get sprayed. But anyway, hear me now. Having said that, and I want people to understand this, these things are distractions. And again, after there has been so much talk about what happens in Parliament and the Speaker of the House, and what is there happening to persons who are arguing in Parliament, and when the men do it, nobody have a problem with it. Guess what happens? They be selective in what reaches the media. Because here I was all this time taught that they were Bill Gates, and all this time they were building fences, broken fences at that. Because you see, when I was in Parliament, and you know, it's something about youthful exuberance that you have to love. Yes? And moderators, today is the 30th of July. You see, if we don't block them quick, I will answer them. I will answer them live. I will answer them on air. I will answer them off air. So if it in my eye, remember them no pepper spray my eye, you know, a Desmond eye them pepper spray so I can see. But you know, work with me today. Moderators just block them so I do have to answer them. Yes. And hear me now. When it is I am live. Yes. So here it is now. The reality is this. I am in Parliament, and when we talk about culture, when we talk about sports, when we talk about stadium, are gonna look good. I mean, you can imagine the stadium for Jamaica a plan from before Bible days, from the Olympians did have it, from Olympus, from Greek Olympics did a go on. Babsy did a plan for the Jamaican stadium, and she put out her thing. And me did and me I say, but hold on. One nice. But them always cuss me because them are gonna say me love all of the labor right woman them. But one of them will say, vote for the party, it a go shorty, vote for the party. Them pepper spray Desmond I saw the song go. But she named Carinthia, yeah. But we're not gonna talk about that. But she's so beautiful, she's so vivacious. You cannot not see her when she enters the room. And I'm being mindful and respectful, but she's a junior minister. And I saw a whole sectoral debate and throughout, because you try to learn as you go in. Because me's a new Empree. Me's a new Empree, but me's not a breed. Because let some people tell them if it was a breed, then me'd be a Doberman. Because breed is how you talk about dog. Shout out to the rodents in Portland who have the Kaiser and all of the beautiful dogs. So me not really take that, but people take it and say new breed. So them say new breed in a parliament. So I guess when them say I don't think I just woman breed, but context matters. You take it how it is. But I was trying to figure out if the two breed them and a new breed and them a war in the parliament. How that go? What kind of breed? So somebody said to me, a fowl and hen. Someone said, fowl and hen? You have to see me. I have a rural constituency. So when them I try to explain to me, and them I say, so the conversation say, yeah, fowl, cause fowl rhyme with. Yeah, and anyway, you see, yeah. So the breed is not new breed, but a fowl and hen a war. But you see, because cock mouth kill cock, make I stay out a hen and fowl fight. Yeah, I leave it like that. So anyway, so after that now, there was no, all the ministers when they are doing their sectoral debate, when they have a junior minister, the minister sit beside them and they help them. That didn't happen. So we know that there was worries in the dance, worries tonight, but you leave that alone. So here I was all this time thinking all was good, and the only thing them did a worry about is the United People's National Party, and them I said that them are gonna be one something when them call challenge, and the disciples and the people them get all kind of thing and them get frightened, and them I say, but hold on, what really are going? But anyway, we didn't know that this was all because there was worries in the dance. So when I hear the most erudite reporter say, Andrew need to fix him house and control him breeds them, I say, wow, because it's not the new breeds him need for control. Because otherwise, if him have 100 problem, because Jay-Z had 99 problem, but if him have 101 problem, then that's a damnation. You get it? So anyway, the most outspoken senior politician, the fashion police in a Parlington, Warmington. Them man they about in a Bridgerton and all of them show. The Netflix series. When you know it go, let me tell you what Warmington do now. Hold on, let me see if I can cue it up, because this happening now. This is what happened today. Hear me now. So right there, I turn on my TV and I realize that this is a Netflix series. This starring Rob Warrington, the member of parliament from somewhere in St. Catherine. And he says, Andrew, the house is falling. London Bridge is burning. Parliament is mashing up. There was no call to address the Speaker of the House when she was being. But anyway, here's this war happening between a fowl and a hen. And Warmington, as a part of the animal farm, decides that he's going to tell the cock to control the hen and the fowl. He feels that if he doesn't, this is in the context that they send Abka to Barbados at a funeral, and Rihanna was there. How could you make a state minister of culture miss the opportunity to meet Rihanna? What can go so? And here it is. We thought that there was no discrepancies and turmoil in the Jamaica Labour Party. And so there is a call on the Prime Minister to fix his house. That house has no windows. We are seeing inside, and there is war in culture, sports, and entertainment. Coming soon on Netflix. Subscribe now. Babsy versus Carinthia. Vote for Labour Party. You know why? Them pepper spray Desmond I. Anyway, and so it is. If you don't know, now you know. So anyway, this segment was brought to you by Context Matters for entertainment purposes only. Anyway, so you see, why we need to keep focus is because while the house is burning down, so is the school bus. So when the bus them are burn up now, and there has to be called for maintenance, the $1 million bus are burn up, but it's okay because they're insured. It's okay because we were told that the manufacturers and the deal when they got here was that they would be maintained. So when something is under warranty, if it burn up, nothing to do with we. Just send out another one because them can manage the heat, the skeet, the sleet, the snow, the terrain. Oh no, the children are safe. Nobody can cross it. Only he who understand it cross it. Red light, pepper light, yellow light, blue. Me not like them and me not like you. You want to ask why? Them pepper spray Desmond I. So do not be distracted because we want to know what happened to the school bus them that can mash up, burn up, or lock off. That is what we want to know. And this now have nothing to do with PNP or JLP because somewhere is out and bus are burn up. Yeah, so some school have issues. You allow. That is why Bounty Killer get the keys to the city and the rest of them vex. And you have people who have walked on foot is upset because Cartel have 10 house. And then the baby mother them come out and say you worthless because Cartel have him house them. No, that have nothing to do with nothing because we not stay focused. We just put things in context. You understand? Anyway. Meanwhile, if you go up on TikTok, Mr. M over there, I show it's enough of them can't spell, read, or write. Them him show and prove that we need to get back civics in the school. Because if you never know that a Joey come out of a kangaroo, you're fool. And then questions are to be asked. You understand? What is 1 + 1 + 7 + 8 + 9 + 10? Me no know. Ask Damien, because them not like me, and me and them are not friends. Only Damien know that answer. So, yeah. Somebody actually said 25. Now, to be honest with you, Miss Freckleton, if it's 25, I don't know. The math has to be mathing. So anyway, hear me now. we have to stick to the issues, because even as I raise that, I only raise it to say this. When it comes to governance, the questions that are to be asked is, even where conflict is taking place, how is that affecting good governance? How is that affecting the progress of the country? For instance, and I have no authority to speak, but from my own observation as an intelligent human being, to process things for myself. Melissa has come and gone, and we're in a brand new hurricane season. And just this week, I asked the Prime Minister about these container homes and prefab homes and whatever you want to call it, that should have been deployed before December was out as an emergency mechanism, instead of this grand idea to turn Jamaica into trailer park trash. And feel how you want, but I maintain the consistency that the issue is delay, and delay is coming from government. And I'm going to segue into why I'm talking about delay, to get people to understand. Because the true delay is the lack of spending from the government over money when not belong to them. And issues about, see, the big journalists are war with the man where own the Pegasus, and the man where they would raise the funds and a theme platform and all of that. But hear me out, man. Whether that is of any value or any substance, he who feels it knows it. The lived human experience is never a political experience, unless it is politically expedient for the government of the day to put the people in suffrage, to put the people in a situation where they are suffering because of lack of capacity, lack of ability to respond to the issues that are live. So, for instance, if a PNP lady or a man, or a JLP lady or a man, or a non-connected person who is a Jamaican citizen, all of which has an issue with how long the government is taking to assist poor people, because rich people never need assistance. Rain, sun, or shine, rich people have money. The argument about sufferation now have nothing to do with rich people. For instance, when we have no money in our pocket, we have to talk about whether we are get love or not, because we can't pay for it. So you know somebody love you when you're not no money and you still get through. Rich people say, I have money in my pocket, but I just can't get no love. And they go, I can't get no love, because they have money. Yeah? And they make songs about it, and Dennis Brown do it, and Zambo do it. And if you don't know who Zambo is, go over TikTok, and every time it turns night and then there is the red light, you will see Zambo over there, and Jerome and Azzy and all of the people them over there. But anyway, so we're not talking about the rich, we're talking about the people who are adversely affected. And I'm going to say this so people understand. Way before Melissa, there were people that were struggling with housing situations. The houses that they were living in were in subhuman conditions. Some of them, as you can see, resulting from Melissa Category 5 hurricane, did not stand the test of time. And I want people to understand that. Now, when you look at that, you have to say to yourself, but what is the timeline for the recovery? Because remember, we're dealing with progress versus PR. There is a big thing about returning light, and we have to get the light so people could be in their homes. And lo and behold, it cannot be argued now. There is light and there are people with no homes. Just like how even though they have gone and moved on from the food phase, we have not in Portland Eastern, there are people who have food security problems, food insecurity. And I'm going to explain to you that you don't know how frustrating it is when you have people, whether they like you or they hate you or form no opinions about you. Your duty is to make sure that they are okay. And when you have, me show you so I understand, me show you in a real time. When you have, you see, you do your best. You go on platforms and you do everything necessary to make sure that the people are included in all that you do. And you go now and you decide, say, listen, you get assistance and you raise all that you need to raise to make sure that the people them can get food, for it comes to school, desk and chairs, and you bring it in, and there's just a constant push to ensure that you cannot get the benefit to the people, and it is for the people. Believe me when I tell you, when something is for the people and the people is being disenfranchised and deprived, you get a sense, you understand what is going on. Because container the people, it there, it reach, we learn about demurrage charge, we learn see desk and chairs, Fair Prospect High School, see in there. We learn about detention charge, we learn about freight charge. Then them say pay this whole heap of money now. And then when you pay the money, them say the scanner now works, so it's going to take some time and you have more to do and more. And so I see, because in that container is food for the people. Because food will always be a need for persons who have not transcended Maslow's laws of hierarchy, where your food, clothes, and shelter is absolutely necessary. So I want people to understand that this is not as much as I am jovial about the reality of a situation. It is very painful when because of lack of a thought process. We are a developing country, we are a third world country, and assistance for the least among us will always be of importance. And let me tell you something. I pray every day and I know about God on time. I always thank the diaspora, I thank the charities, our non-government who assist. Because when you reach out to government, they not help you because it is political. And it is a very, very frustrating experience. And like myself, them can pepper spray Desmond I, what them would have do to me. Me take sleep and mark that. And I'm sharing this with you because there are many things happening that is connected to the lack of empathy, the lack of compassion for the people. So when you see, when you see, for instance, a man just decides, say, he might go walk up in a halfway tree, and I saw it, I'm driving, making my way downtown, driving fast, walking fast, and I'm homebound, staring blankly ahead, just making my way through the crowd. And when you start look, you know things that me have to call Camille Buchanan, because yesterday the madman them out and stunting, them all over the place, and them a run through the traffic, jump over the median. Them stop, them look on you, them ball out, them do whatever. And this one has to stop and ask yourself, what is this about? We now stop talking and we just show you because the people are acting out. Like I said, it's a July kind of mood where frustration and attention crying out for help. And it not just hard yesterday. But we must understand that there is action reaction. So when the government fails to lead the government in a place where they're not technically screaming and calling out, then the result is that persons will um, find themselves acting out, as in the straw that broke the camel back just jumps out at you, and then just give you attached um, words such as crazy, psychotic, mad, mental health is real, all of these things. But I want people to experience the difference between diminished capacity and just completely mentally gone. So I'm gonna stop it right there because I'm just showing you that I don't need to narrate. I don't need to set the context of that. I might walk randomly in halfway through and start mash up car and you're in a clean clothes. You've had it. And no, we don't get the Netflix story. We don't get the backstory and the narrative of how someone had their job, of how, the Privy Council threw out a man's appeal for judicial review, a young man who was a member of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Upon being charged for purchasing a stolen vehicle, he had conversations with the Commissioner of Police, and the Commissioner of Police, according to him, assured him that if he cleans up the matter, then guess what? He would return to the force. He cleans up the matter, and then Mr. Chambers, a superintendent, decides that he is to be removed, but he's just the bearer, the messenger. He's a messenger. He's not the person that made the ultimate decision. And he got one of the most erudite attorneys, the Wildman person, who carried the matter to judicial review, and the court said no. Took it to the Court of Appeal, and they too said no. And took it all the way to the Privy Council, and the Lord said no. Now the young man is left, not a member of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, misses the opportunity not to wear body cams, misses the opportunity to take his frustration out on the Jamaican people, and I don't need to say anything else. Save and accept that people's children are put under stress because that young man is sitting somewhere feeling helpless and hopeless because his dreams of serving in one of the most noble institutions in Jamaica is shattered all the way to the Privy Council. So he now no hopes. Only the compassion and the empathy of the current commissioner will cause him to re-enter the Jamaica Constabulary Force. And if he gets that opportunity, because I am a believer in second chances, I hope he be the best police officers ever, and him don't write 100 tickets and then put you under pressure for pay the tickets. And even though he's a taxi man, but the taxi man them no wicked like the bus man them, and the bus man them no wicked like the bus man them will drive the yellow bus them will burn up, cause them bus they burn up. And then bus man them no really wicked, or just the bus them wicked cause the bus them are burn up. Yeah, and you can't ask me why, because everybody know them pepper spray Desmond eye. So many things are conflated. But I want to say to you, and I'm mindful of the time, that so many things are happening that we find ourselves not knowing, and we not knowing collectively how to deal with issues as they come at us. And I'll save some of it for the next hour, but I just want to share just two things that's happening. And here's one of them. One thing that I have to share with you. And this is everybody knows, right? There's no secret to this. When it comes to our role models, no, we're not looking to entertainers. We're looking to the men and women who have served this country, not for personal benefit, but service to country. And so Justice Sykes sit as the father of justice, as the Chief Justice, and we look to him as a role model, and what he says is of importance. And he has said that on Tuesday, he called for greater efficiency from key players within Jamaica's justice system, pointing out that undue delays in cases before the court are a violation of individual constitutional rights. Once I hear constitutional rights and violation, we start the conversation. So you have my attention. He says, to our partners, those upon whom we rely to get documents, in particularly the forensic services, it is still taking too long to get the material into the courts. And those responsible for the analysis of biological samples, particularly DNA, must recognize that when you have unnecessary delay in the hearing and disposition of a criminal matter or even a civil matter, it is actually a violation of a person's constitutional rights. He goes on to say that when you have a delay in completing the record, it affects the defendant in a very significant way. Sometimes they are unable to take up employment opportunities because the condition of bail may very well be you have to live outside of the parish or you live in another community. And if that goes on for too long, it in effect deprives that person of the opportunity to earn steadily. And this is something that the Chief Justice stressed. He made the comments as he endorsed and opened the new records office. But I want to say that he said, based upon the assessment of my judicial colleagues, they decide that the person is not an appropriate candidate for bail at the time when the application was made. But the expectation was that after 12 months, 6 months, 18 months, approaching 2 years, DNA results would be there. But oftentimes it isn't. So he says, and so the gentleman is sitting there unnecessarily long. And then what if the DNA comes back and he is exonerated? Who is going to give him back those 18 months? He can't get it back. Can't get back that 2 years. Can't get back that 6 months. Timelines from our partners must improve. The question of the analysis of electronic devices has to improve. When the file is incomplete, it means the record is not complete. It means the record is not complete, and the parish court is a court of record. The Supreme Court is a court of record. The Parliament is a house of record as well, known as the Hansard. I'm telling you this in the context as I close out the first hour. There is a young man called O'Shane Morris. He's my client now. This young man at 21 was charged with possession of identity information. He fought the case because he said, listen, I'm innocent, I'm not going to plead guilty, which is the usual course that they tell young men to do. Police want to open your phone, tell you, say, identity information in there. There's no trial, them say plead guilty and go on about your business because this is a backlog. This young man says, no, I'm not guilty. I'm not a scammer. Don't come try style me. He changed lawyers where he had to, and he went right up. And the case ends, he's 31 this year, so 10 years in fight. And the matter was dismissed, and he was not guilty. After he's found not guilty, do you know that there was another O'Shane Morris that did plead guilty in 2019? And you know what the police them do? Them put the conviction upon this young O'Shane Morris who fight for him freedom, fight for him cloaked in the presumption of innocence, and never gave up hope, and God vindicate him. And then put another conviction upon Fim name. When he goes to the police record, because it's time for him to go foreign and live him life because he has an injury and he has to get medical attention urgently, the police record say, hey boy, you go and go find the other O'Shane because we don't believe you. He gets letters from the court. And the court, even the probation officer says, listen, I am the probation officer that interviewed both of them. Here is the biodata for the one who was found guilty in 2019, and here is this young man who was found not guilty. And he might forget lawyer now to take up the case for him. But I'm stressing on the words of the Chief Justice, who made it absolutely clear that you can disenfranchise people. Remember, the law said from Lord Reed years ago till a new Lord Reed of the president upper Privy Council that we're not in the business of turning ordinary citizens into criminals, and we must stop it. Because this young man at 21, his entire 20s when he should be securing academic pursuits, probably marriage, baptize, coming to his before him reach 30, you're supposed to achieve whole heap of things in life. And he had the stain of being on bail for 10 years. The matter is dismissed, and guess what? He's being penalized continually and invited to prove his innocence, and a wrongful conviction attached to him because of bad record keeping. A court of record informs the police records that you have the wrong man, and they're still putting the onus on him to vindicate himself, to prove to them that he was not convicted in the face of the record keepers telling him that they wasn't. An administrative flaw, and why sometimes AI need for replace some of the people then, because them not no context, them not no Ruby lose, them not have no training, them not the human one up on the AI is misguided and abusively used to hold down the young people. Males are marginalized in this country for all sorts of reasons. So it sounds like I'm all over the place, but keep focus, keeping track of the issues, because it's progress we're dealing with. None of this is about politics. So while government are all about me is the minister of culture, I mean, no one the state minister beside me, or whether or not we agree, it does not matter. Whether people agree or not, is the country's business being done? And if the government of the day having bangarang and cas and me ask guidance from the women's movement of the People's National Party to tell me what to say so I don't say the wrong thing. I didn't get it at press time, so me not comment no further, but to say that, listen to me, the country's business is paramount. The progression of the youth of this country has to be the most significant things, because all that's being done in government now is for the future. So if you're borrowing billions of dollars and don't know how to pay it back, that bill will be passed to people who are not born yet. It is the future. And even though Whitney is not here, if she were here, she would say, I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Them for lead the way, not Uno. You can't stifle youthful exuberance and the future of this country. Even in leadership, inclusion is important. And if you're not including the young, if you want to call them state minister, because young is relative, because them say me a new breed, I know the whole of me grow up. All of me. But me young, me new. Me never see them have new pants. Well, them have silver cars still, so I guess that you can be new and silver. I'm a new silver fox. But anyway, I was telling TikTok that, so if you want to hear it. So anyway, the point I'm making is we have to not look at the human flaws, the human characters, because I can tell you this, the people vote for every one of us that is in parliament. So the local politics is that the people send us there. The way I see my colleagues behave with each other internally, from what is happening with the Netflix story narrated by Warmington, and across the aisle, is completely irrelevant to what is happening to the world. Because how that deals with O'Shane Morris? How does that assist the young man who is to get bail, but I hear that Pika don't bring over the information because somebody for send off the letter, but them lazy because them goodly up on TikTok, or them goodly upside down like Aquila, and instead of them do them work, them are gallivant and don't do what them for do, while people languish in prison, cloaking the presumption of innocence. And I'm glad, because the mother of justice in this country has set out the purpose and conditions upon which you are to deny bail. And you have judges now who are hell-bent on satisfying the requirements of the legislation, even after a bail application is made, and in an effort to deny bail, goes through loops and bounds to ensure that they satisfy the requirements that the mother of justice in this country has set out. It goes to show implicit bias, and it goes to show that there is a push to keep persons incarcerated so they can suffer in inhumane conditions. In July, when the prisons stink and water always lock off, when the people are treated not like new breeds or any kind of breed, but like Marga dog. That is what is happening in the prisons right now as I speak. People will be upset tomorrow because they're going to say, why have you said it so bad? But I tell you, he who feels it knows it. 1 day in prison is like 1,000 years. Ask Desmond, ask Babsy, ask every other old breed that has been around from Moses' days and some from even Noah. And you will get the context of what I said. It's 5 o'clock. We're going to play some bills. Soon be back.
That's right, it's all in life. Gotta keep your head up and keep it straight. No time for living a lie. Gotta keep it moving till you get it right. That's right, it's all in life. Gotta keep your head up and keep it straight. No time to be living a lie. You can make it if you try. No, I heard them say life much better you live it your own way.
See me look. I can't find it.
I want to big up Isaac Buchanan, Football League, Premier League.
Sundowns doing a very
I want
beautiful
to say
job.
thank you for the experience. For the first week, there was a bit of challenging, However, for the second night, it is a success. I would say. Thank you very much. Big up Kira's Kitchen.
The first half, we started very poorly, and United Strikers attacked us. We're losing possession all over the pitch.
I think we're playing fine. Once we have played the same way as a unit, more opportunity will come.
I just want to big up the MP, Isaac Buchanan, big up yourself, and thanks for this, thanks for putting on this game for young people come out and enjoy themselves.
Big up Isaac Buchanan, just win one tablet.
Good win today. United Striker. Happy few win, you know? Love how my side play. Side that man, how you take this?
It was a great performance, but it could have been better. Could have scored. The team could have scored more, me could have scored. So it was a great performance overall, but it could have been better.
Right, it's all in life. Gotta keep your head up and keep it straight. No time for living a lie. Gotta keep it moving till you get it right. That's right, it's all in life. Gotta keep it stride. No time to be living a lie. You can make it if you try. No, I heard them say life much better, you live it your own way. That's right, it's all in life. Gotta keep your head up and keep it stride. No time for living a lie. Gotta keep it moving till you get it right. That's right, it's all in life. Gotta keep your head up and keep it stride. No time to be living a lie. You can make it if you try. No, I heard them say life much better, you live it your own way.
And welcome back. You are tuned into Context Matters. The date is July 30, 2026. And I must say to you, if you're just joining from Reggae Global Radio, Wagwan in the diaspora, if you're tuned into Best FM 100 and you're driving home in traffic, there shouldn't be any traffic. It's probably because the people can't drive or the JCF is out there writing tickets. So be mindful when you are on the road while listening to Context Matters. Those of you who are joining from YouTube, remember Walking in the Divine Purpose is our moderator, and thank you so much for behaving yourself. Those of you who are TikTok that's tapping up the screen and sharing the live, big up to you. MH Emperor of Jamaica, I see you. Zambo Red Light Special, big up yourself. And everybody else who has been sending gifts. Kerry Brown, I'm still not friends with you. You're a Zambo friend. What are you doing? Lexi, big up yourself. And everybody else. I see you all. Thank you for being here and making this Context Matters exciting. Kerry Messi, where are you with the Starbucks? Anita a grande. Anita mocha chocolate yaya with banana bread. For those of you, just big up yourself. Twitch, I see you. And everybody, big up on yourself. I want to say, though, that we're going into the second hour, and before I even do that, I just want to say this: the Ice Up Buchanan Football League, very, 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 very interesting. I'm gonna big up Reese and the team. They're doing an excellent job in providing the services to ensure that this league is as great as it is. Shout out to the sponsors, Sanders, Geotech, DIB, Construction. Shout out to, let me not call all of the sponsors them, because they must send me an advertise, but big up to everybody that's definitely making this event such a big event. The teams, though, let me tell you something. The match on Sunday, Tower Hill and Rude Boys, boy, you'd have to be here to see it. Some real JPL thing are going down here, Them really playing for that $1 million, and they're not joke. Them not rap about it. You understand? And the man of the match, the players, respect to you all for being respectful. For those who don't have team spirit in them, it's a learning process. We're not giving up on you. There is structure, respect, and shout out to the vendors, because you have bought into the vision, bought into the mission, and I am proud of each and every one of you. We'll continue to render the assistance where necessary in making, as I watch and look at what the business model is looking like, how to make your particular model better and how to render the small business assistance where necessary. I'm in conversations with many of them. So those of you who are not in Portland, mind your business, because right now the youth occupied playing for that $1 million second prize, 600,000 third prize, 300,000. We're not there. I work. I'm not chicken where I jerk around here. So, and we're looking forward to go over St. Mary, Southeast St. Mary, and play against the finalists in the Chris Brown Football League, and then head on over to Montego Bay, Southeast Montego Bay, St. James, where Southeast St. James, where Nikisha Burchell's $1 million football league is taking place. We're going to take home the prize. And any other MP where feel like them have a league running and you know have a finalist, we coming for that title. We are gonna take home the constituency trophy. So all who have a league, make sure you have a good team, because we taking over. We're taking over. Yeah. So big up to Moral Foundation as well. Something big is happening. Boy, rude boy, I don't know. Me see why I didn't take down on the sign on the road, sir. But I leave that alone. I show my word. Me show me can. But me no call no foul. Who are the fowler and who are the hen? Me no know. Me no know at all. But I want to also get into the meat of the matter now. So this week we had in two things, and I'm going to address it. But let me start first with my colleague, and let's hear what she has to say. Rose Shaw out of Southeast.
The following is a release from the People's National Party Media Unit.
I'm Rosemary Shaw, Member of Parliament for Eastern St. Thomas. I'm speaking today because the people of Barking Lodge have come to me with real concerns, and they deserve answers. Residents have raised the alarm about the construction of fish ponds right next to the Barking Lodge Primary and Infant School, along with reports that public accesses to the beach has been blocked, and that sections of the public roadway have been dug up. That's why on July 24th, I formally wrote to the National Environment and Planning Agency asking them to urgently investigate. I want to know, were all the proper approvals and permits obtained? Was an environmental impact assessment done before construction began? And were the beach and roadway actions lawfully authorized? Let me be clear, I am not against development. St. Thomas needs investment and opportunity. But development can never come at the expense of our children's safety, our environment, or the rule of law. Every developer, no matter who they are, must follow the same rules that protect our communities. The residents of Barking Lodge deserve to be heard. They deserve real consultation on projects that affect their daily lives. And they deserve assurance that everything is being done by the book. I am calling on NEPA to respond quickly, investigate thoroughly, and take action if the law has been broken. This is Rosemary Shaw, and I will keep fighting for the people of Eastern St. Thomas.
No, again, as I said, we are sticking to the issues. I just want Jamaica to understand that at the end of an election, and we are coming up on the 1 year anniversary in a short few weeks, where September 3rd arrives, and when the voters have spoken, because it's not the country but the voters, those who would have participated, the result is that one party forms the government and the other party forms His Majesty's opposition. because we are subjects. Emancipation is Saturday, and independence is within the week. But I want people to have an appreciation what it is that we're talking about, we're independent and emancipated from, because we are subjects of His Majesty King Charles. So is the opposition. These are constitutional offices. The leader of opposition is a constitutional creature, as is the prime minister. And I'm putting context because what people want to know, what is the opposition's job? The opposition's job is to oppose. The opposition's job is to say what I would do differently if given the opportunity to lead this country. There are many persons that don't understand the context. For instance, in the local space, when a road needs to be fixed, I have to be educating the citizens that I am not the one responsible for fixing the road. I advocate for the road to be fixed, and trust me, I make noise. Like, for instance, I make enough noise, and the mayor of Port Antonio come off vacation and try clean up the town and try fix the road. I make noise and I show on East Palm Avenue, them have one. I come to Portland and see one big dirty heap out in upon East Palm Avenue. And I won in 2024, and in comes 2025, it's still there. And I became the member of parliament, and I still sit there and I say, oh, so them now take it up. And everybody say, dirty MP, are you for take it up? Are you the MP? But the one before was not dirty and didn't need to take it up. Mind you, it is a duty of the National Works Agency where necessary, or the parish council where necessary. But I'll suffice it to say it is there, me I go take it up. We're gonna take it up. And sometimes I wonder if the things that can take up, if it's me supposed to physically do it. Like when people ask for water, you provide the water, and then one wire breakdown, we provide the cable because the cable company decide to make it hang down because them say, no road, no another lane, so it's not a real lane. And then it go down and say, MP, me now no cable. And here I was all this time, never knew I was a cable guy, as well as I'm the light man and the water. In fact, I'm everything. But I know I'm not Jesus, because Jesus is Lord and I'm not the Lord. I'm a servant of the people, and as you know, God is my master. But I'm educating the public so that they understand that when somebody is saying, I am the opposition MP, and so make no mistake, if you see me on TikTok and you see me begging so that the people of Portland Eastern can have something, it's because the reality is that government not give me nothing. Last year for independence, yes, the same Babs here where I war with Kerins here, she provide $1 million so that the former MP could provide fireworks. See, emancipation are coming, not I don't have one red cent, not even a dollar did government provide for the emancipation independence celebration. And them are gonna say I'm if you find it. I'm if you use. I never not call nobody name. I don't want to get sued. But where the money must come from? Nothing. And so it is the heights of sabotage with an effort to embarrass me. Like they thought they would have been able to embarrass me for the football league, but them never know that never before would the young people of this parish play for $1 million, and if you drop short, you get 600,000, and if you drop short, you get 300,000. But I was made to go out and ask for the people. The only other people that ask more than me, Salvation Army, and them only come out Christmas time. Do that and beat me. And we will continue to advocate in opposition, because look, I can tell you one thing. Many of the things and many of the lapses that's taken place, had the government been the government under the People's National Party, we would be singing a different song. And yes, the people can say whatever they want, but I am saying I am doing my job as the opposition MP to tell you, say, you see, if I was in governance, enough things were going, enough umpy scumpy were going, could not go on. That's all I'm gonna leave it at that. And make no mistake, yeah, feel how you want to feel. But there are things that, notwithstanding, my mandate was bringing the heat, and me I heat it up. And not just when summer hot. When it comes to health, we're doing the work. Go up to Port Antonio Hospital and ask them if you don't believe me. When it comes to education, well, them I got tired to see the tablet. Them they picking them out there right now. Them are use them athletic ability to get the tablets, but we are on a mission to ensure that every child in Portland has a tablet, whether them parents want to buy it for them or not. We are bridging we are closing the digital divide, because that is of utmost importance, and I want people to know that. I'm talking also about agriculture because I'm surprised we haven't gotten allocations, and this would probably be the first year in the history of the Denby show that the member of parliament don't get no funds to give to, rather to make their way down to Denby. Heights of sabotage. And so there's a call that everything that happens in this parish, you must use your personal money because you say you want to be MP, while the member of parliament before get all the government resources to do everything. But, you know, those who have eyes, let them see, and those who have ears, let them know. And may I say it, Auntie Babsy, may I give it till tomorrow for me get the email so me get my $1 million so me can put fireworks in the sky, Cause the last lawyer me here says she a bun down, she says she a fire bun. Judge say, hop in the truck back and hold her for contempt, and them not catch me like that. Not even July 31st. Cause July 31st a Freedom Street. And we say free up the people there for July 31st, Emancipation Day can nice. But me just say, stop arguing with Carinthia and send on the money so we can have a celebration down in Portland. Cause we not get no grand gala tickets. At least Floyd Green leave the tickets them up Hope Road for the Derby. But it's still there far. I will not Derby nothing because we not get no money for carry with display. But you give me 18 fish wire, so respect. But anyway, I just want people to understand what the roles are and who is to do what. So when we stay in focus, when we keep in track of the issues, the People's National Party are on top of the issues. We not itch. You see Rose Shaw make it clear. She said, what not do down there? Show it, and don't tell me nothing about Nara, because Nara no do nothing yet. Yeah? I can give you my take on Nara, but I had several amendments in there because we want it to work. We want it to work because we want the people to receive the benefit. Believe me, ask all my colleagues on any side, when it comes to the law and when it comes to protecting the rights of the people, I'm on it. You don't believe me? Watch me. We're going to talk about children right now. And we're going to talk about why it is important. We not sit in silence, Let me set the stage.
The following is a release from the People's National Party Media Unit.
I'm Isaac Buchanan, and I'm horrified and deeply saddened by the gruesome murder of Shani Coke. This unspeakable act has shaken not only her family and loved ones, but the conscience of our nation. No child should ever be subjected to such brutality, and no parent should have to endure the unimaginable pain of losing a child in these circumstances. I extend my heartfelt condolences to Shani's family, friends, classmates, and the wider community. I mourn with you, and I stand in solidarity with every Jamaican who is demanding justice for the loss of an innocent child. As Member of Parliament for Portland Eastern and opposition spokesperson on youth and human rights, I unequivocally condemn this heinous crime and call on the Jamaica Constabulary Force to leave no stone unturned in ensuring that every person responsible is brought before the courts. At the same time, I urge Jamaicans to allow the criminal justice system to function. While our grief is profound and our anger is understandable, We must remember that due process is a cornerstone of every democratic society. Justice must not only be done, but it must be seen to be done through lawful and transparent processes. We must never permit the pursuit of justice to descend into lawlessness, however justified the public outrage may feel. This tragedy also demands serious national introspection. We cannot continue to respond to these horrific crimes only after another child has been taken from us. The protection of our children requires more than expressions of sympathy. It requires decisive action from those entrusted with governing and protecting our people. I therefore call upon the Minister of National Security and the Minister of Justice to explain to the Jamaican people why the sex offenders registry remains inaccessible to the public. This has been a matter of significant public concern for years. Jamaicans deserve to know what legislative policy or administrative obstacles continue to prevent greater transparency and whether additional measures are required to better protect vulnerable children and communities. The government must now provide a clear and comprehensive update on the status of the registry, its effectiveness, and whether reforms are being pursued to strengthen child protection. This call is in the context of an alleged sex offender being the prime suspect in this crime. Our nation is approaching a point of social upheaval. Public confidence in the institutions responsible for protecting our children is being severely tested. Yet another child has fallen victim to what many Jamaicans perceive as systemic failures in crime prevention, child protection, and the administration of justice. While the causes of individual crimes must be determined through proper investigation and judicial proceedings, the recurring loss of innocent young lives demands urgent examination of whether our existing systems are adequately protecting children. Enough is enough. Protecting our children must be Jamaica's highest priority. Every institution of the state, the justice system, law enforcement, schools, social services, churches, and communities must work together to ensure that children are safe and that those who prey upon them are identified, prosecuted, and punished in accordance with the law. Shani Coke should have had the opportunity to grow, to dream, and to live a full life. Instead, Jamaica mourns another child whose future has been stolen. May her soul rest in eternal peace as the nation pauses to contemplate what justice looks like in the face of a tragedy such as this.
Visit our website at pnp.org.jm or check us out on Facebook at Jamaica PNP.
No, I have to say that there are so many things happening in the country, and I'm calling on Jamaicans to keep track of the issues, stay focused. This is an issue where so many children have been put in harm's way, and because of that, there has been a consistent call for the making the sexual offences registry public. I must tell you, call made, some civil society members of civil society, private sector have joined the call. The Minister of National Security has responded to say that there will be review. The Minister of Justice as well. Everybody is saying that there should be review. The Prime Minister at one point says that it is to review with a view to see how far they can go in relation to making the registry public. The job is difficult when somebody is accused of a crime and jungle justice takes place. Jamaica still is a high crime society, notwithstanding that the murder rate has significantly gone down. But one of the markers of living in a high crime society is jungle justice. And when when jungle justice takes place, nobody wins when the family feuds, and the family as Jamaicans, how we treat each other and how we deal with um, the right to life is so important. And if we keep in track of the issues, when you see what's happening on the road and these the bus burn up, thank God no children was in it, and does there need to be a call to review whether or not the bus is safe to be carrying children, without people think that this is a political question and bad mind? Should we wait until the bus burns up with all the children? Because I can tell you, if you take one trip down Google, you will see videos of this happening in the United States where the buses just catch a fire. But also taxi operators. How do we treat with this speed demon behavior where you have people's children in it and tired to take up the newspaper or look on the internet, or these days I don't watch news, but I'm seeing that children lose their lives. Let alone the aspect of it where a alleged person who is on the sex offenders list, and that's not confirmed, allegedly, is made to commit a crime against a 10-year-old, beheads a 10-year-old. And every time somebody's beheaded in this country, I remember the Queen student and her mother who was beheaded and whatever had happened with that. I remember a house filled with children where a family member unalived 5 or 6 of them while living with them. These are crimes against children. And then to also add that the sexual crimes, because there was a case where a St. Thomas man had sexually assaulted some girls in St. Thomas, and he was put on bail, and it happened again. And what should the sexual offenses registry looks like? Should it only include convictions, or should we have adverse finding registry? And this is in the context that we had a whole debate as we deal with the review of the child diversion legislation. And ironically, in that legislation, when a child commits a diversion offense, the constable has the ability to give an informal warning, a formal warning, or a caution. These are all mechanisms to prevent the child from being brought before the court, and also not needing child diversion by the discretion of the officer. Now, one would imagine that they keep a registry of that. And even though there's a section that says that, well, after 5 years, it can be expunged, but the police is allowed to build a profile on juveniles, on children, for all walks of life. When children are in their developing years and they may find themselves doing premedial larceny, climbing people tambourine tree and taking down every tambourine. And then this is summer, jump on the guinea tree and pick guinea and eat guinea till them belly fraught. And then find the mango, and who like blacking, and who like number 11, and who like East Indian and the prize Julie mango. And you go from neighbor tree to neighbor tree without permission. And when them call out, you jump from a 40-foot tree from out at the top, and you land like a cat, and you jump your fence, and you make it home. And them call your granny, and your uncle beat you, your auntie beat you, and everybody beat you. But it's premedial larceny. And the neighborhood is not the neighborhood anymore, because these days you can't beat picnic because you don't know when an illegal, prohibited weapon might come into the mix. So many things are happening, and one has to process. But I'm not shying away from saying that, notwithstanding the protection of the youth, and this is my compassionate plea to Jamaica, to say, listen, there is a definition, a universal definition of what a child is. But the Jamaican definition, humbly, is to ask you to treat children like first world country children. And if I fail to say what type, the kind that they protect no matter what, the kind that if you're in first world societies, those children get the benefit of the defense of affluenza, where they say, oh, their mother didn't buy them a toy at Toys R Us. And that is why they took the Range Rover and they saw 13 black people in line at a nightclub, and they put the car in drive, and they pressed the gas and ran over all of them, and they died. But they shouldn't spend one day in prison, because if it were not for their mother not buying them the Lionor toy, they would not have done that, because these are children and they must be allowed to make mistakes. Otherwise, how else will they become a senator or maybe one day president? We should treat our children like children. Don't behave like them grow fast and we must punish them with the largest arm of the law and prevent them from even having an opportunity to become the best versions of themselves. And that is hold on, them say I said Guinea like a white person. How you say Guinea? No Guinea it name. The green something way, not the green something way, not the tree were green. No Guinea. All right, I don't know. Yeah, so anyway, I want you to envision a Jamaica where children are treated like children, even when them force ripe. When I was young and was force ripe, older people used to say, yeah, smell yourself, or whatever they would say to indicate that you're going like you're force ripe. And then we say, big people are talk, go and go sit down. So they understood that even at the night, when you get for dance and when you're in the middle of everything, because it's your grandfather and you get to be a part of this is when you can stay up. The only time you could have stayed up is summertime, when JBC used to always play the same Supergirl movie. And you always fall asleep, so you hope next year you would be awake, and it never happens because you can't stay up late for some reason because you're a child. And the night. But when the time come for adult business, they knew when to tell you, say, use a picnic. Yeah? And let the picnic do what them doing. So we have an appreciation, but that has been lost in translation, because you see, let me not be an advocate for corporal punishment and say picnic forget beat, because people get carried away. And I'm not trying to send us back into the dinosaur years. But if you spare the rod, you spoil the child. And if you can't identify the child, and children are having children, and there's no matriarch of families, and there's no village council of elders. You know the elders I'm talking about? When Jamaica had this commercial, it's 9 o'clock. Do you know where children are? And almost like a chorus, almost like how them say, them pepper spray Desmond, aye. It's so you hear names all across the neighborhood, and you hear them say, then call your name, Isaac, where you there? Taffy, Adrian, Akil, Omar. All of the names them that you used to grow up with. You hear the parents all at the same time screaming out the windows to come inside. And you knew it was 9 o'clock. You never needed a watch. In fact, I don't recall owning a watch, but I always knew when it was 9 o'clock. Just like how Dennis Hall would sign on the TV, and that's how I knew there were 14 parishes. And I knew the people who didn't know there was 14 parishes probably never had a TV, because he would even tell you, he would tell you where the TV them are sign off, and you would see the parish, and you know Yallas, and you know this, and you know Yallas, St. Thomas, and Dennis Hall used to do that. And then the color up when the TV sign off. We don't know about them things, Because you don't know about being a children. But you see, I was a children. And I was a children who, when me misbehave, every neighbor could have beat me. And you have to take the beating from the neighbor them, because if them beat you sufficiently, your parents goodly sorry for you. And I is one who used to roam the streets, the streets of Upper St. Andrew. And I'd go as far as Manor Park without a shirt and shoes. Anyway, those were the days when you would go all the way past Constant Spring Police Station and they would know say big youths on never on their shoes, and then they say them gonna tell your father, and you have to go through Manningsdale Road, and then you go and you come through West Avenue, and you have to jump a fence, because if the neighbors see you, they're gonna beat you. Today, you could never do that, and they would beat you, and then when you reach home, your mother say, go and go pick your switch. But then you see, I had a lot of siblings, so usually by the time it got to the whooping, me never get none, because I was the forgotten child. But anyway, we need to get back to that. And I'm sharing that because currently we are, as a committee, reviewing the child diversion legislation. There are, and we are going section by section with a view to ensure that child rights are protected. The children of Jamaica are protected. And I just want people to understand how important this exercise is for us. And if I hope I can find it. If I
go ahead, no,
that is not it. Them are gonna say, are the wrong video that. Yeah. Worries in the dance, worries tonight. Yeah. But anyway, let me find one. Let's find one now. I'll find one right now. Yeah, and multiple conversations in relation to child diversion, and I want to just make it clear. It doesn't have to be in any particular order, but I invite persons to go to PBC and look at some of these conversations in relation to child diversion, so that you get a sense of what's happening as we review the legislation. The conversation is robust, for lack of a better word, but I also think that it is definitely one that's worth having, and people ought to try to get a sense of what is really happening in the parliament.
Recommendation. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Yes, Chairman, can you identify for me what right would be breached in light of the fact that these sections are actually affording a benefit to the child?
Well,
that's the first question, and secondly, I'm still at a loss as to how it is that a constable, in whether informal or formal, leading up to a caution, is notifying the child diversion committee without having the child on a diversion, which is putting the child a pathway to the diversion.
And that's my view.
I'm saying, right, that's the second, but the issue I'm having is that the process in relation to the constable, as it is worded, is giving a build-up in terms of the nature of the offense, the type of discretion being utilized. Right. And a lot of times these constables are in the actual communities, and when it comes to the formal warning, he can't do so without a senior officer doing so. So the legislation is so well drafted. I'm just kind of confused because we are making amendments.
No, to be fair, we must ensure that there are no rights being breached. But you put it.
No,
well.
I'm just asking. In light of that, I'm just saying we're just blank because
but you put it well. The child could have been charged.
Yes, could have. It's a benefit.
Right. So not being charged is a benefit.
It's a benefit, right. and then we're talking about breaching of rights. When we talk about the breaching of rights, yes. It is if it is demonstrably justifiable and the test is less restrictive measures. I can't think of a section that is demonstrating less restrictive measures when it is giving a child a benefit.
We still will get an opinion from the Attorney General's chamber.
Very well.
Okay. Could you read
Mr. Chairman?
Yes,
Now, let me give context to that exchange. The child diversion legislation speaks about the constable's powers to give informal warning, formal warning, and cautions. Now, a question was raised as to whether or not it was breaching the constitutional rights of the child. The purpose of the child diversion legislation, children who are in conflict with the law often find themselves before the court. The child diversion legislation is with a view to not have them before the court at all. If it were up to me, this legislation would say, in the context that I'm saying, treat children like children. You see, once you're a pick now, you don't reach 18, me no care what you do, we have to correct the conduct that has caused you to have deviant behavior. Every crime that a child commits is deviant behavior. And the purpose of incarceration, punishment is to correct behavior. And since we can't beat them, we still can't put them in prison, incarcerate them, and have them go through dehumanizing experiences that will break them. That is my call, to prevent breaking our sons and daughters in this nation, no matter what they do as a juvenile, so that when they enter into adulthood, they have tenacity of purpose. They have a sense of knowing the importance of their freedom, the emancipation and the independence of being free from the shackles of incarceration of a mistake as a juvenile. This is important. So there was a conversation that it may breach their constitutional rights. And I'm saying, if something in a legislation is giving me a benefit, it's like sometimes you're in court and you're advocating for your client and your judge say, all right, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And see the client say, Miranda, I may have to turn around and say, shut your mouth. Sometimes you probably want to tell them 2 words that are out of context for broadcasting commission, but you're getting a benefit. And what certainly when I was in university, and some of the erudite professors like Tracy Robinson would be teaching us, and she invited to answer a question, and then there were A+ consideration, and you are going good, and then you go off on a tangent, and she said, listen, quit while you're ahead. That type of training, corrective measures is what you need. One would find it hard to believe that as an adult in my 30s that has transitioned from youth, which ends in Jamaica at 29, and going into adult life in my 30s, that I have been blessed to have come across some of the most influential, positive role models in Jamaica. I call them the Black heroes. And some of them not Black either, but just the interaction, the Jamaicanness that would have corrected me as an adult. I want children to have that opportunity. I want when children see me, they say, I have the ability and capacity to be a lawyer, a politician, an advocate, a human rights champion, all in the same vessel. And so if we are not finding ways to divert children from the sickness that is crime in Jamaica, when we are going to do it? When they're adults? So you take a 17-year-old and you give them 15 years for grievous sexual assault, for having sex with a person under the age of 16 when they were 14 or 12. The youth, totally distorting their imagination and thoughts and ideas about sexual experimentation. And you treat them like them are big people. And the adults who treat young males like they are big people treat the females like they're big people. And oftentimes in their authoritative position find themselves on the sexual offenses list, which is why we want them public. Because I don't care if you're a doctor, lawyer, teacher, guidance counselor, coach, mentor, public figure, big in a body and little in a brain, whatever you are. Me don't care if you didn't get your certification and your accreditation yesterday or last week. If you go interface with the Jamaican children, we want to know if you're a pedophile. We want to know if you're going to take away their innocence while they're doing bad all by themselves, trying to figure out their identity and purpose in life. These are the conversations that we are to be having. These are the conversation that is important to governance. How are we going to make the future of this country greater? How are we going to provide opportunities for our youth to ensure that they have the best chance at being the best versions of themselves? If you not give me the conversation there, you really not do you're not doing nothing, you know. You're not doing nothing. And I'm gonna use this this exchange, which was probably one of the bigger exchanges to close the show and then wrap up to tell everybody, you know, thanks for listening. But again, I want Jamaica to be involved with what's happening in child diversion. Big respect to the Ministry of Justice and Constitutional Affairs, Ministry of National Security, Jamaicans for Justice, the Jamaica Constabulary Force, the psychiatric people, the young man, I don't have his name right now, all the persons who contributed to what the amendment should be. You are phenomenal. You care about the children of this country. And that's what we're looking for. We're not looking for nothing else but for no say, there are persons who care. We just want to know that people care. And if we not see the care in a go on, we don't know where you for. That's how I look at it. And hopefully this is the correct one.
I know we're just glancing over this record and the warning and the procedures in terms of the record keeping. We made mention of the no keeping of record in the informal, and there, if we're talking about the constitutional and the privacy issues in relation to the child, these are warnings and cautions whether or not an officer is to be keeping records like this and it being held at a police station without the proper checks and balances. And there's a particular section that says after 5 years, it is expunged. This is language that I think it demands a little bit more consideration, because of this is a profile, the very profile we're saying we don't want to be held somewhere for children in police stations. And so we just passing it is a little bit problematic. The particular section, it says 29.3, subject to subsection 4, a sergeant or an officer above the rank of sergeant shall, after a period of 5 years from the date on which a formal warning was given, cause the entry in the register recording that formal warning to be expunged from the register in accordance with such procedures as may be prescribed. It's problematic. Children, how long do children in conflict with the law hold these records?
Remember, Buchanan, once you give a formal warning, you know, it's going to be recorded. You can't say it should
no,
not
man,
be
I understand that. I'm saying, shouldn't we be thinking about how to secure or how to protect the privacy of children?
Yes, but I mean, I'm saying that obviously, surely if the charge is recorded, you give a lesser approach, a formal warning, to say it should not be recorded. I'm not too sure I'd agree with you, because a formal warning has been given, and I can.
But the formal warning is not a charge or a caution, and
Yes.
I don't want. I think that's where I'm going to have some discomfort, because it is not a charge.
Admittedly, but still, bear in mind now, you know, they're going to be referred in these cases or notifying the child diversion officer, and maybe it should be really a referral rather than notification. They have to do some record.
I'm not taking issue with the record. I'm taking issue with the process and procedure and the lack of direction as to how those records are to be kept and what it should be used for.
No, but its record are kept. I am not too sure how it, but after 5 years, as you say, it is expunged and should not be used after 5 years.
And where it's not expunged, what is the
No, but then
punishment, the crime?
the constable would have disobeyed the law because the law says after 5 years it must be expunged. So that, let us say a 16-year-old and 5 years they are 21, it may well be, that they commit an offense at 21 and they say, they engage in something. So I
No, but that's the problem. This is not it's not even a charge. It's a warning. It didn't result in charge.
And admittedly, Member Buchanan, but the truth of the matter is, once the police engage in action like that, a formal or caution, they're going to record it. We can't tell them not to. Okay?
Very well.
I think we want to do 32. And go ahead with it. Go through 31 and quickly to 32.
So Section 31 of the Act speaks to calculation of number of police cautions. A constable in calculating how many police cautions have been given to a child shall include any police caution given within the preceding 3 years by A, another constable at the police station, and B, a constable at another police station in the parish or in another parish.
You see, then that section, if they should at least know that it was done.
But we don't have a record.
I'm not taking issue with the recording. I'm saying that these things are here and there are no checks and balances in terms of the method and the process.
But you see, Ms. Clark, this is where, and I think you're correct, this is once these warnings or cautions are given, that is where I believe there should be, from the Child Diversion Office, some response that you haven't notified us. We assess the situation. We think the child was mentored for 1 month and sent back. You understand, Member Buchanan? In other words, once it's done and it's referred or notified, that's where I'm saying the Child Diversion Office should be able to have a record too that they responded to the police, that the matter was dealt with. Yes,
So typically all police stations should have a separate station diary specifically for, in particular for child diversion by itself. So what will happen, and we provide those books, we provide the diaries as well. So for matters pertaining to child diversion, they would only be logged in that diary. There was another issue that I've lost my train of thought.
Chairman, but I wish you didn't turn off your mic, Mr. Clark, because I hear what you're saying, but is that done in practice? Because half the time when a judge says, let me see the station diary, everything is just in the station diary, and is there training for every single new cohort of police officers to know that they're not to be writing in the general book when it comes to a particular thing? So I know about ideal, but I'm concerned about the practice, especially because that direction is not recorded here in the legislation. So I'm not objecting to record keeping. I'm saying the process is not reflected in the legislation. That's it. And we just went past section 29.
So
all right, see Ms. Eaton.
Go ahead, Mr.
So just to confirm, it happens in a lot of stations. I cannot say it happens in all police stations. What we have been, and we have been sensitizing, that is done on an ongoing basis. What we've been moving to do, though, is through communication with JCF to be included in their training curriculum. So all the new police officers do understand that there is a need for child diversion, and this is the path that you will take, and a better understanding of documentation, what is expected, and the engagement that we provide with them.
All right, we need.
Inviting persons who are interested in the progress and future of our children, especially those who come in conflict with the law, what should be process and procedure to protect their human capital, their economic viability, their future not being derailed by mistakes so that they can become the best versions of themselves. What the legislation will look like at the end, I will update, but just know that at all material times, keeping track of the issues, the progress of our nation is affected by public relations and persons more worried about image than the future of this country. We should continue to have conversations, and if one person should ask me why or I have failed to convince you, it might be because they pepper spray Desmond I close by saying red light, pepper light, yellow light, blue. Men are like them and men are like you. Why? Them pepper spray Desmond And for those who are from Upper St. Andrew, the eyes of Desmond were pepper sprayed. This is Context Matters. July 30th. Have a peaceful, unpepper sprayed eye weekend. Blessings to you all.
It took some time to understand, yeah, just what it takes to be a man. Now it seems each day you learn something to make a better way. Growing up ain't just a phase, it's reality. And sometimes it's hard to face the world with your head screwed on. But in time you will see it comes naturally, like the hurt and the pain. It's a part of the game. It's all a part of life. To laugh and to cry. That's right. It's all in life. Gotta keep your head up and keep it straight. No time for living a lie. Gotta keep it moving till you get it right. That's right. It's all in life. Gotta keep your head up and keep it straight. No time to be living a lie. You can make it if you try. No, I heard them say life much better you live it your own way. But if you need a helping hand, just call on me, I will be your friend. And when it gets hard to face the world with your head screwed on, just tell yourself you can. And that's when you'll understand that the hurt and the pain, it's a part of the game. It's all a part of life. To laugh and to cry. That's right. It's all in life. Gotta keep your head up and keep your stride. No time for living a lie. Gotta keep it moving till you get it right. That's right. It's all in life. Gotta keep your head up and keep your stride. No time to be living a lie. You can make it if you try. You gotta keep on moving on. Don't let no one stand in your way. Gotta keep on pressing on. As we pray for better days, keep it moving. Moving to the next. When they try to bring you down, we gotta take it. Take it to the next level when they come around. That's right. It's all in life. Gotta keep your head up and keep your stride. No time for living a lie. Gotta keep it moving till you get it right. That's right. It's all in life. Gotta keep your head up and keep your stride. No time to be living a lie. You can make it if you try. Just keep your head up, yeah. Just keep your head up, yeah. Gotta keep your head up, yeah. 'Cause everything's gonna be alright. Keep your head up. Keep your head up. 'cause everything's gonna be alright.